Hey guys, so another review today. I've done this review a couple times. I keep getting interrupted, so I'm going to do my best to get through it as quickly as possible. I picked up the Motion Pro digital pressure gauge. I ordered it about a week and a half ago. There were some delay issues with shipping, they were out of stock, that kind of stuff. So just got it in the mail, so I wanted to do a review on it. This is the 60 PSI digital tire pressure gauge. It comes with a 1-year limited warranty. Now in their instructions it says it's a 2-year warranty, and I'll show you that here in a second. I'm a little confused as to which one's right, which one's wrong, but I'll end up finding that out because I will be giving them a call. So I also ordered the Motion Pro holder for this. It's magnetic and it'll literally sit to the side of my toolbox, and the head of the tire pressure gauge here will sit inside of this. It'll dangle, it'll keep it from dropping. I used to use my acupressure one, but I'm having some issues with that, and I'll show it to you here in a second, do a little bit of a comparison. But I'll get into the unenveloping of the Motion Pro digital tire pressure gauge. This gauge will run you about about 110 bucks shipped, depending on where you get it from. I got mine from SBK Unlimited. I usually talk to Justin anytime I have any issues. These guys have always been really good to work with me. Like I said, there were some shipping issues, some stocking issues with this thing. I paid for 2 days shipping, came in 5 or 6 days. So it was just kind of a headache, but they said they would make it right. So I recommend going to them. I've never had any issues. Communication's always been there, which is something that I look for. So getting into this, it's got the button snaps at the top to open it up, and then literally just pulled this bad guy out, set her down. It comes with, it's got the instructions there. So it has the ability to read in PSI, bar, the kg, cm2, and the kPa. So it gives you the ability to be able to read in different scales if you want to. What you get here, it shows you the manual recalibration, setting up, count and hold functions, and then it talks about the warranty on the back. And I'll zoom in on the part that says 2 years from purchase date here. So that's where I'm a little confused as to what I need to go by. Obviously, when you make a claim, you got to call them, get an RGA, send the thing back. They'll send you a new one or rebuild it, however they work. But that's what kind of has me confused. So, but I will figure that out, and I will post it in the description when I do figure it out. So the gauge itself, battery powered, comes with a battery, so you don't have to buy one, which is kind of nice. It's got the anodized billet aluminum housing on the bottom where the bleed valve is, and then you got the standard on-off button, and it kind of shows your battery life off to the right. The brightness on it is actually really bright, so at nighttime you're going to be able to see it because it's backlit and everything else, so you're going to be able to see it really good at night. Then you've got the different function buttons. This thing also has an auto off function, so you won't drain your battery if you forget to turn it off. So that, I know that's been kind of a concern of some in the past with other digital tire pressure gauges. So getting into the overall function of it, I haven't actually used it yet, but I can tell by looking at it, because I have used a bunch of these, that this is actually going to be really nice. It's got the swivel head, so it actually swivels at this point. Then it also swivels down at this point. So that's going to make it really nice getting into those tight areas. I know every once in a while when I'm working on bikes I have issues getting into where the rotor is and where the sprocket is. Sometimes the way the valve is on there, it's a little bit of a pain to get into. So I've got 90 degrees on mine, 90 degree valves on mine, on my tires, so I don't really have to worry about tight configurations. It makes it really easy to get in, but I know that when I'm working on other people's, this is actually going to make it really nice. Along with this, I'm going to end up getting a tire changer. I ordered some of the Motion Pro tire weights, so I'm going to go with the Nomar Classic Ultimate tire changer package. So then I'll be able to do my own tires and be able to do them right. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really pumped. And when I get that in, which will probably be a couple months, I'll end up doing a review on the Nomar tire changer, show you how to do it, show you how it works, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's got a ton of features here, and I'm literally just going to read them right off the package. It says precision digital readout to 0.1 PSI. Continuous pressure reading, no need to reset when activating the bleed valve. So basically that means that when I hook this up to the tire and I'm reading the pressure and I'm bleeding it out, what it's reading up here as I'm bleeding is the correct tire pressure. A lot of times, especially with the dial gauges, you actually have to, as you're bleeding, you'll see the dial start to go down, 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 then you have to stop the bleeding to be able to get the correct reading, because typically when you're bleeding it, it's bleeding it faster than what the actual gauge is reading it. So that's really nice. I really like that about this. It's going to make it really quick to change or adjust the tire pressure. This is going to be really great for guys that are serious about keeping their tire life where they need to be, and for track day guys, it's going to be awesome. So 4 Slickwell scales, which I already talked about. It's got the PSI bar, kg, CM2, and then the KPA. Large, easy to read display. As you can see, this thing is massive, and I'll compare it to my AccuGauge to kind of give you an idea. High flow push button bleeder valve for precision pressure adjustment. That's going to make it really nice. That way you can adjust the tire pressure really quickly. I think it's something I'm going to have to get used to, because I'm used to the slow bleed or slower bleed than probably what this one offers. So be careful. I mean, obviously you can refill your tire up, but obviously just keep an eye on it. It's an 18-inch long pressure hose with dual swivel brass ball type air chuck. So again, that's what I just showed you. Swivels at this point here and swivels at that point there. Rubber anti-shock protective boot, which is what this bad boy is. It protects the actual gauge portion of it, all the electronics in there. Battery powered test up to 1,000. So they're saying you'd be able to test your tires up to 1,000 times with one battery in this thing. So I will probably end up testing that out. Auto off, so that when you use the gauge, you can actually shut it off. The battery's included, and then again, it says a 1-year warranty on the package. Then it says 2 years in the actual instructions. What's right? I will find out. So I'm going to bring in actually first, I'm going to show you how this works. Literally, it's a magnetic holder that this will slip into and literally hold it on my toolbox just like that, and then it's not coming out of there. I'm actually pulling pretty hard. So that's going to be awesome. I don't have to worry about setting it on the side of my toolbox, on that little front lip that I've got on my toolbox, and having it fall off or any issues like that. Now I'm bringing in my AccuGauge, and before I really show it off, the differences, I'm going to show you what's wrong with my AccuGauge. And just setting it down there, you can probably tell, but I will get in on it here. It is not zeroed out anymore, and I really don't know why. I don't remember dropping it, but I do remember reading my tire pressure one day and then noticing it's not zeroed out anymore. And I don't know how to calibrate this. I've taken the boot off. There's no adjustment screw on the back to set down the needle. I'm at a loss. I'm not real sure what to do there. So I'm gonna throw it out. It was like 20-30 bucks. I used to recommend it, and I still do, for those guys that are looking for a budget, quick, okay tire pressure gauge, but take care of it. Because I don't remember dropping it, and maybe I banged it up against my toolbox or something once, but take care of it. So I think it'll do those guys well. But there are huge differences between these. Just looking at the head size of it is just, I mean, the difference is crazy. I'll get these into the camera's focus here. I mean, as you can see, the Motion Pro gauge just dwarfs this thing. It's like amazing, the difference. And I've always liked Motion Pro tools, so I trust in what they do. I think this one isn't as accurate as this one. This one bled really slow. This one would bleed faster. I'm really excited to use this thing. One of the other differences, the AccuGauge does pivot at this point, but it does not pivot down here. So you do have this kind of flexibility, but you don't have it down here like you do with the Motion Pro. And the actual hose slot length is quite a bit different. Even if I move the brass fittings or the hose length itself down to where it needs to be, I mean, there's a good, 5 inches or so, depending on how you want to measure it. But that's a lot longer, which is nice, because like, again, if you get into those situations where you have a tight fit, you have to fish it through something to get in to read something, you'll be able to do that with this. So again, this is the Motion Pro 60 PSI digital tire pressure gauge, and this is the AccuGauge 60 PSI dial indicator gauge, and it also has the speed bleed right there as well. So again, I'm really excited to use it. One thing that I'm gonna have to get used to, when I held this one, the bleeder was right here, so literally as I'm holding it, it fits perfect with my thumb. Now with this one, it's going to be a little different. I'm going to have to hold it almost like this and read. So that's one of those things that I'll just have to get used to. Should be worth it. Alright, so if you have any questions, about 110 bucks. I got mine from SBK Unlimited. I talked to Justin. He helped me out with the issues that I had, got me set up. Really nice, very heavy, solid construction. I recommend it to anybody that's looking for a serious tire pressure gauge. If you have any questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, and that's it, guys. Thanks.